everyone, welcome back to Brainiac Education. Before you do anything, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We need your support. So today we're going to learn about the trapezoid rule. The trapezoid rule is from Calculus BC. The trapezoid rule is equal to b minus a over n, which stands for change of x, times half, times the first value inserted in the function f of x, second value inserted, times 2, plus third value inserted times 2, and so forth. But the last value that is inserted is not multiplied by 2. It's multiplied by 1. The first and the last values do not get multiplied by 2. Now we can look at the integral expression. The trapezoid rule actually finds the area under the curve with smaller trapezoids to approximate the area under the curve with subintervals. Just like how we integrate, we can use the trapezoid rule, but trapezoid rule is an approximation. The integral, it gives you the exact area under the curve. So the b minus a over n is our change of x. Now let's get started with an example. Our n value is 2. That should be given on your test or quizzes. But sometimes the n value is not given and you have to figure it out. So n is 2, and we have to use the trapezoid rule using the function x squared. And our bounds are going to be (2 to 6). A is 2, 6 is b, the lower bound and the upper bound. So 6 minus 2, because 6 is b and 2 is a, over our n value, which is 2, and it represents the subintervals, times a half. Times first value inserted, x, which is 2, because we start with the first bound, which is 2, and you don't multiply that by any other number, 2. We multiply that by 1 because it's our initial value. And remember, 2 is our change of x. So we insert 2 for x, that's our initial value, and then we add 2 times f of 4, because our change of x is 2, so 2 plus 2 is 4, because our change of x. And then we add f of 6, because 4 plus 2 is 6, considering the fact that our change of x is 2. So we write f6. As you can see, the initial and the final values are not multiplied by 2, but the middle values are multiplied by 2. So we write T2 because 2 is the number of subintervals, which is n, and after 6 minus 2 is 4, 4 divided by 2 is 2, and 2 times half is 1. So 1 is in front of the bracket, and then when you insert 2 in for x squared, you get 4. And when you put 4 in for x squared, you get 16, but you multiply by 2, which makes it 32. And then you put in 6 in for x squared, and that gives you 36. So T2 equals 272. But that's an approximation for the area under the curve for x squared. We're going to take the integral to see if our approximation is close enough to the accurate answer after taking the integral. So our bounds are 2 to 6 of x squared dx. Let's solve this integral. So we have to find the antiderivative of x squared. The antiderivative of x squared would be x cubed over 3 because you add 1 to the power of 2 and then divide by the same power, which is 3. So you substitute x, 6 in for x, 6 cubed over 3, and you always subtract and insert 2 in for x, 2 cubed over 3, and you have 246 over 3. Minus 8 over 3. And your final answer would be 238 over 3 is close to 79, which means their approximation was close to the actual answer. So that's the trapezoid rule. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel to get more educational videos.